There we go. Sorry about that. All right, I'm ready to go here. Sorry about that. Just working out the bugs here. What's up, chat? All right. See, I'm gonna. What was that with this guy? Right. You gotta go back to. We gotta go back to Sidonia.
Make surface traversal much easier.
Oh, you think so, do you? Well, guess what? We're gonna fast travel. That's gonna make it way easier. Emma Wilcox, what the fuck is that? Yeah, we're gonna fast travel. We ain't no punk. Oh, yeah, I gotta pull up a ship soon. So I gotta upgrade class C ships. Just laying around. Hey. Yeah, you better jump. What's up, chat? See, there's people on kick. I look them. Shit or something?
Used to think I was Vanguard material, till I discovered that space travel turns my stomach in knots.
I finally saved up enough. I'm getting a Deimos.
Cool. Well, that's interesting. Hello.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly sneaky.
Well, they are robots.
Did you know Deimos makes the majority of the ships for the UC Navy? If you ask me, that's a hell of a lucrative contract.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
Oh, that's fucking rude.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
I have Shalindra's wand back order. See, why can't we ever walk the same speed as we're either walking way faster or way slower than everybody else? Who's gonna start? Am I gonna start? You're gonna start.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Yeah, well, you know.
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
It was tons. It was the worst, actually.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
They put a lot of thought
Not
into
thrilled
that
to be
name,
the
eh?
bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terrormorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, when the Colony War came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Varun. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get to that.
These people love that way of speaking. Well, I'll get that. I'll get to that.
The Cabinet's the UC's highest governing body. The President, top military brass, scientific
the
and diplomatic
cabinet.
division heads.
I thought you said the
Any major decision the
Cabaret.
UC makes goes through them. They're the only real chance we've got of unlocking the archives. So without their blessing, we're flying blind. Of course, you deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Well, that's fucked up.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. No. We were both dismissed after the war for what we did. These days, we're just concerned citizens with a very particular area of expertise. Our damage has been done for a long time. Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terrormorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Bruh.
Because the Terrormorph project was doomed from the start. Terrormorphs are too mean, too smart, too hungry to be used in combat. Trust us, we tried. The data that's in the archives, it's historical write-ups, anatomical notation, food chain analyses. I doubt they would have even classified it if it didn't have a Xeno-warfare logo on it. You have my word. It's not a threat. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the
Hoorah.
cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
We got back to mast. Oh. Sounds good. Does this thing work? You just gonna, what are you doing? You just gonna stand there?
Just be honest with the cabinet. They can deny the truth, but that doesn't change it.
Okay. It's what do you think?
What can I help you with? Until later.
Yeah, of course. You know, it bothers me that we don't really talk much anymore. Hey, what's your problem?
Hey, look. I didn't realize you were actually gonna help Percival. You're all right.
Yeah, well, you're still a piece of shit, so.
Might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
What's
Not
up?
a lot of folks would have stuck their necks out for a stranger like that.
Yeah, well, not a lot of folks, am I? That's it? That's all you're gonna say after all that? You ungrateful son of a bitch.
You look hurt.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's just fast travel. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Moving.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband.
Okay, there you see security. Sounds like a good old plan right there. Like
All right, we're done.
do. They took her jibs. A boom. A boom. They took their lithium, xenon, and cesium are all part of chlorine, or the chlorine family. Interesting. I did not know that, but I also don't know a whole lot about hey, what the fuck? What's your problem? Eh? What's your problem? What you got there? Huh? What you got? I don't know what to do. Huh? 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 Hi. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Hi. You want me to, like, in front of the girl? Oh man, yeah, like a, I don't know what that look in your eyes, but I guess I got places to be. Sorry, man, I can't help you out there. Sarah, I just want you to know. Hey, where are you? Hey, what you just saw. Just hey, listen. Talking to you. What you saw just now, it was weird. I know it was weird. So let's just not let's forget about it, okay? Okay. Sounds good.
Captain! Over here!
Hey, you know what? It might be more efficient if we travel the same ship together from now on. Instead of like, hey, I'll meet you here. Like, if we're going the same place, why don't we just go on the same ship? I don't get it.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
That's crazy. Why did I just get that? That was weird. I just got a notification sound. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Okay.
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricable.
Do you wanna show me where you're different? You wanna show me?
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides.
So why the fuck
Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day.
So why would they?
So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
I don't understand. Am I stupid?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time.
What if I
No
gotta
telling how
take a
long the
poop?
cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terrormorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions. Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terrormorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Okay.
Then I guess it's just a matter of... There's something I need to talk to you about.
All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
What?
Thanks for taking time to chat.
Here we go.
I really need a friendly ear right about now. I received a message from Constellation, and it's given me a lot to think about. No, it's nothing like that. It's just a list of requests. Things I would normally handle if I was there. But I'm not. I'm out here instead with you.
Well, do you want to be here with me?
Something like that. It's difficult to explain. Before I joined Constellation, I served for 8 years as the head of the Navigator Corps, until the UC decided to axe the department. Yeah, I suppose painful is an appropriate way to put it. You see, the top brass demanded press-worthy discoveries to justify the spending, and money was tight after the war. Shutdown was inevitable. At the end of the day, I was in charge, so the blame obviously fell on my shoulders. Seriously? The Colony War, of course. You know, that little incident that caused the death of thousands of decent men and women as they squabbled over border disputes. That war.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I wasn't really paying attention. I keep looking at your tits.
Oh, like hell I can't. You once told me that you favored the journey over the destination. So I'm hoping you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I failed because I was more concerned about exploring the stars than pushing a pencil. If I had fought harder, I'm convinced our division may have had a chance to prove its value. That's just it, though. Did I push too hard? Did they shut us down because I wasn't quietly sitting at my desk approving meaningless memos? We'll never know. Yes, maybe. Call it whatever you want. My drive, my initiative, my optimism. It's been my greatest strength and my worst nightmare. It elevates me to these positions of authority, but all I want to do is explore, not sit and make sure the accounts are balanced. Yes, exactly. If it's obvious to you, imagine how obvious it is to someone like Barrett or Mateo. Oh, they must be itching to replace me by now. God Damn it.
I think you need to stop thinking so fucking highly of yourself.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh, here you are trying to help me and I'm yelling at you. You have to understand. Once Aja retired, I lost the only person that gave it.
Oh yeah, weren't we supposed to go meet Aja at some point? Right.
Look, it's clear that you have feelings for me. It's just... I've never had time for this sort of thing in my life. Please, it's not you. It's me. I'm just not ready to get that close.
It's not you. It's
I can't. Not now. But thank you for being there and listening. It helped. It really did.
Well, so then.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I also appreciate the fact that I became captain after only one mission. Kind of a big deal. So, you know. It is what it is. Oh, what we got here? Oh, what we got in here? Is there stuff to steal?
Excuse me.
Nerd. Hey, nerd. Hi, nerd. Hey, nerd. Hey, give me that look. What are you looking at, nerd? Huh? What's on your little tablet there, nerd? Huh?
Howdy.
Hi. Nerds! Ooh, you got your gun out.
Think you've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Oh, I think I could try you if I fucking wanted to there, bud. Hello? Hi. Your name is Security Chief Jeremiah Sarkin. Ooh, 96 credits. And you are Chair. Your name is Chair, okay. Upsana? You're the president? Okay. Where are you guys? Yasin? Hey, Admiral. How you doing? How you doing there, pal? Yeah, hey. Can I sit in your lap? Huh? Oh, is this meeting important? Okay, I guess I'll take my place over here.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
Yep, probably.
You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information. Captain, that's the president of the colonies.
Vanguard.
Certainly comfortable speaking your mind now, aren't you? Not an unwelcome quality considering the circumstances. Regardless, let's get to business.
Yeah, that's
we
what
have
I was
two petitions
getting
here
at. You guys owe me some
making
fucking
a
money. Almost died like
surprising
14
request.
times.
Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
I don't know. All I know is that thing was big and ugly and scary, and it pooped my pants, and if there's more of them, there's going to be a lot of people pooping their pants, and it's going to get like messy everywhere because there's going to be poopy pants everywhere, and I just don't think we have the infrastructure available to us to deal with the mass amount of laundry that we'll have to be doing in order to take care of all the poopy pants. And then on top of that, if it's really bad, like, you might have to throw
Captain?
the clothing out. And then I'm explaining, would you, like, are you hearing me right now? And then not only you'd have to throw it out, so then we'd have a waste problem, but then we'd also have to replace everything. And, like, you imagine trying to have, like, billions of people needing underwear and pants all at the exact same time, and at the exact same time trying to deal with the waste. It would just be, like, honestly, if you can't see the issue here, I don't understand why you're president.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting.
Well, you're a piece
While
of
no
shit.
one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon.
You are obviously the
They've
person
been
that's planning
happening
them.
for generations.
Kind of
To
obvious.
demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a
Why
medium.
you guys keep calling me
I
father?
would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000?
Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we?
I'm sure they could throw
And
the
while
whole
there
body
should be
count
no
thing back in your
doubt,
face,
the
but you're
preservation
dead.
of life stands
You're
paramount
dead.
among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data?
I don't think it's enough.
Perhaps
I
you
don't
can
think
help, Captain.
you're enough.
As the one who actually
And I don't
collected
even
the
know if that
sample
made
in
any
question,
sense.
Did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
The fuck kind of question is that, you
Listen,
fucking...
Compose your thoughts. You let us know when you're ready.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral.
Yes, fine point, Admiral.
So then,
Mm,
Captain,
yeah.
given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Fuck yeah, let's do it there, bud.
It doesn't matter if it can be weaponized or not. The archives need to remain sealed for now. There's no reason to rush into a decision of this magnitude.
Wow, Sarah.
That-
Cock block.
I hadn't thought of that, Captain.
An excellent point indeed. The other powers would likely be much more inclined to work with us knowing that. Chief Diplomat.
That point is a good one. Very well, you have my agreement. The galaxy is lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Oh, goddamn, it's fucking Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs.
Are you...
More attacks.
Why?
Just as predicted.
Jesus Christ. God, fucking things.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures...
Order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Loke.
I need that gun. Where's that gun?
The local barracks can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Okay, so
sometimes I feel a bit guilty. Sitting behind a desk, deciding the fate of others.
this is gonna suck, it's gonna be scary, cause those Terrormorphs are scary. Fucking Terrormorphs.
You! It's the EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Oh, I gotta use this thing? I don't want to use this stupid gun. What is this stupid thing?
Oh, you're like this. Ah! Last one over here!
What the fuck is going on here? Seriously.
I guess they ran away.
Shoot to disable! Fire!
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorphs' influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire. And keep that EM weapon at the ready. I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terrormorph try it. So we'll just have to make sure. Let's do it.
Matt's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Okay. Well, looks like I need to get my weapons sorted here. So, this stupid thing. Oh man, this is just a dumb fucking. Well, I don't even have that right now, so. Three. Okay. Alright, let's fucking go.
Time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
Okay.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
That's the best you've got!
Spots. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well,
some of that.
Can't risk them taking over anymore, my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Okay, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I had to, or else they would have killed us.
Okay. Well, I'm looking here and see if we got any ammo. Doesn't look like it. Okay. For security, you guys have fucking nothing. Alright, well, let's go.
you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
Yeah, man, let's go fuck
Did you
these
have
things
any
up.
experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
So we're definitely worried about them.
We're not afraid, but we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts. Roger that. We're on you. Eyes open.
Hey, Vasco, you want to get on this shit? you seriously that encumbered right now? What's going on here?
Wrapped up. We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Yeah, no shit. Captain Obvious. Keep that stuff. I'm gonna sell it later. Alright, well, you know, we just killed some Terrormorphs. Fuck those things. And their stupid faces. What? No. He doesn't need it.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. Though I guess our people weren't so lucky.
What are you talking about? Fuck. Nobody died. Well, one person died. It was one person.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time.
Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please
Don't let the doctor.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. What are you?
It moves so fast.
Alright.
In the middle of something here.
What about I want to talk to you? You're cute. I like your suit.
What is it?
You need to get back to work.
Please. Just leave me alone.
No, you look fine. I don't see any blood, any issues. There's no puncture. You're just being lazy. That's all this is. Just being a lazy boy. Well, you guys, what's going on here? Huh? I guess at mid packs. I need one. Taking it.
You're carrying too many odds and ends.
Shut up. You're always in my back with that stuff. Do them right. I'm back. Did it. Did I tell you
Those
I did
people
it?
are getting treated now. Don't know what would have happened if you hadn't shown up when you did.
Yeah, you know, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Yo, Presidente. I want some money now.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, me?
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport. The costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize.
My officers were unprepared for what happened at the spaceport. I intend to correct that.
Okay. Oh, do you want me to go next? Okay.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Why do I feel like it's Hadrian that's doing this? She's just trying to get back at everybody.
I had some ideas on that front, Captain, but we'll get to that.
Good.
Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately.
I don't
to
trust
your
her.
former rank of major.
I don't trust her at all.
As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them.
The only two places I've seen
Will you
Terrormorph
do this?
is where she was.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
Yes,
she's
ma'am.
behind this.
I'd be honored.
It's retribution.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Do I ever get a day off? Everywhere I go, it's just like quest after quest after quest. I just want to go back to my house, which I don't even remember what planet it's on anymore. I have a house. That I need to pay. That's gonna get foreclosed on soon. And everywhere I go, people just want to put me to work.
The cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of Terrormorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Well?
The very next item on my list. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. Get you access to those credits and real estate you're after. So, will you help us?
Perhaps.
It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC. There's also a credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us, we can open that door.
That does sound kind of exciting. All right, let's do it.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies,
did you say?
You have our thanks. You're dismissed.
I'm gonna go check in with
different
Chief
groups
Engineer
across the seven
Kulkarni.
systems. It's
Start
hard to
getting
keep
a
up with
plan
all the
together
work they're
for that
doing.
day.
Did 4 people just talk to me at the exact same time? Sarah, I just want you to
Yeah?
know.
Okay.
There might be somebody else. Just saying. So, can I use this door now? I can. That's cool. There's the spaceport right there. That's where we're parked. And then this is the one district. That's kind of cool. It's a cool place to be. But we are on a very important mission now. We must go talk to people and get them to do things that we want. What's your name? Kind of like that Sam Coe feller. Are you still here? Hey, just so you know, I work here now, so I can take stuff. It's not stealing if I work here. How the shit are those things floating like that? What kind of magic is in this office? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Chair. Man, there's so many people who work here. Their name is Chair. Does nobody leave money laying around anymore?
What they require.
Oh, it's you. Let's get up. Sure.
Okay, that's it. Time to sell some of your junk.
Oh, you silly bitch. Alright, so, tell me why I should be talking to you. I got 1,000 credits on you, so that's a good place to start.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terrormorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
No, I'm retarded. I don't know what that means.
Huh. All right. We'll start at the beginning. When the Colony War ended, the UC and Freestar Collective came to the agreement some weapons needed to be off limits. Mechs, xenowarfare. So they gathered up all the relevant research materials and sealed that information away. Terrormorph data included, in the archives here in the city. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Why don't we just make them have tea with a Terrormorph?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here.
Oh, yeah.
Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
Go
But it does
on.
mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Does it fucking matter? Let's do this one.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Now hold on a moment. There's no reason to assume we're better than they are, despite their cultural beliefs.
Sarah,
They
stop
certainly
getting so
come with a
fucking
checkered
worked
past,
up on everything that I
but
say and
there's an additional wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Of course
His
not.
public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice. Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Cool.
Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
If Sam is any example of how stubborn the Freestar people can be, then I can imagine how difficult it must be dealing with this ambassador.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things.
But my
Get it?
suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
So I'm gonna kill her.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, I'll wait to be pleasantly surprised. But we do have one item up our sleeve. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you. Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone.
Oh, man.
If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises. Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Oh, well, lovely.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay, I go now. Let's go. Do you think the store's open right now so we can sell some stuff?
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got one.
Good to know. Get away.
Warning. Criminal activity in this area.
Oh, really?
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, and it seems like only yesterday.
Go on through.
What are you talking about?
This building is Freestar sovereign territory, so in here, we're the law.
Cool.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective, but you lead, and I'll follow.
Why are you so angry all the time?
that security
Should we...
still can't protect.
Do I have any hit with the line now?
At the right spaceport. UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right?
What gave it away?
You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier. Heard that, huh? Yeah, the ambassador likes to treat us like family, yeah. And she doesn't care for most of them either. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her. You were sent for me? Huh, maybe... Let's go somewhere to talk.
Where are we going? Sir, you could have just got out of his fucking way. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because you got stuff here. This is a casting couch?
So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? Okay, first you need her bio key, and that thing doesn't leave her side. Better chance of splitting the atom with a spoon than me getting that from her. Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services?
I'm not feeding you to a fucking Terrormorph.
Really? Okay, you've got yourself a deal. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
You got a nice washroom here, man.
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
Is it really necessary for you to be so fucking annoying all the time?
You're allowed 3 places: conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's gonna be problems.
Okay.
Patching in playback.
Cameron! Are you alright, Ambassador? It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again, which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to, should, expedite the process. What are you getting at, ma'am? I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a seat, right? But what if one opened up? The minds and hearts in what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him, Eva. I think it's time to get some sleep. Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh? Good night, Eva.
We probably shouldn't be seen together, now that we're on the same side.
I thought I opened for him. Oh, Radcliffe. I'm thinking Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terrormorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go? Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. No. If the Council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
That sounds good.
Good. I appreciate you working with me. Just like I'm sure our great powers will. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the Terrormorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. But those 2 items should be enough to allay any suspicions. Good, good. Okay, let's go get you your access.
What the fuck are you doing?
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
You have no idea. Hey, fuck you.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It is reassuring to know there are still some people in this universe you can trust.
Goodbye, Sarah. Bye. Mwah. Oh, use the distribution. I think I can sell some stuff to them. Can I sell stuff at LA? I forget. Do you buy shit?
Euro? I would never dream of selling substance. Yes, by all means, have a look.
Cool. I got some stuff I gotta get rid of. You don't got much money, broke ass bitch.
See you around.
Bye. Can't believe you don't have Digipix, though. What kind of loser has a shop and doesn't have Digipix? Pathetic. Really pathetic, Belle.
Can we run through it?
Can you imagine how many credits flow through this place? Figuratively.
Probably
of
a
course.
couple. Come on. Let's go, Artard. This isn't looking good.
Well, this isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Can you shut the fuck up? I'm scared. Oh, that's such a bad idea.
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way. Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest. Oh, sorry. You'll have to hack that on your own.
Oh, shit. Hey, brother. want to see what happened there. Thought I had up the turrets. I don't understand. I thought I fucking switched this to I don't know if I want to look, Sarah.
a new target.
Oh my god, reload.
I'm sure they had some.
That sounds like something's coming in. Oh, great. Cool.
If you're searching, then make it quick. You've got nothing.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Why are you living under all these fucking things that are trying to kill people?
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door? And the broadcast spoke of Terrormorphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information then. On Terrormorphs, presumably. Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
We'll do everything we can to make certain that happens.
Well, then I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. Let it be used for good.
Thanks, man.
I will not have House Varun be known only for slaughter. House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, so, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit. This is the right of all his followers.
Cool.
I'm listening.
You know, go somewhere else. It'd be really cool if you went somewhere else for a bit. Nice. Alright, sir, let's get the fuck out of here.
Junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down.
You're annoying sometimes, you know that? as well just do a little search while we're here, you know. Nothing to it. Alright. Are you able to carry anything? Or are you all full?
Yeah,
too?
what is it? Have something for me?
Oh, you do have room. Okay.
Maybe another time.
Maybe. I'm curious what's up with this ramp. Aren't you? Let's find out. Neato. How'd you get down there so fast? Doesn't make any sense.
The cabinet already has a plan.
Keeping the skies safe out there?
You know it.
Yes? What?
Captain, I just received a couple messages from an operative in the embassy office. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe and Balmore. Was he alive? Did they both actually agree?
Yeah, baby.
That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all this off, but that'll have to wait for another time.
Funny.
Regardless, superlative work, Captain.
Superlative
And now,
indeed.
I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Yes, Mom. Sorry, it took too long. It took too long. It took too long.
Here on Vanguard business?
What the fuck does it look like? Am I not wearing Vanguard clothing, you silly woman?
Time to get wet, eh?
You know, baby.
Keep it civil, or we will.
Okay there, pal.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. You may proceed, Captain.
We. We.
Yes? You needed something?
What? Oh.
There you are.
Captain. Surprised to find out we're having visitors as we work.
Major Sinan and I were just discussing the merits of your planned interfactional cooperation. I think it's a great idea. Get them invested in the solution. Make it clear we've got nothing to hide.
I'm sure they'll be lovely house
Telling
guests.
you, I don't trust.
Now, Captain,
Adrian.
if you wouldn't mind transferring the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing next steps.
Time for us to start getting some real answers, and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on Terrormorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not gonna know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready. Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
I don't
Plus,
believe
you don't need her word. We'll be setting up oversight alongside the collective.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Should even be able to house its own cadre of independent observers. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me. This requires a little more pomp.
Why can't we walk the same speed as other people?
Okay. Hello.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up before I punch your face. Like a mother walking way too fast, or walking too slow. Why can we not walk at the same pace? What the shit? Oh man, is she gonna blow me out here? That'd be amazing.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I guess so.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terrormorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it? Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Okay. Could possibly be asking for me by name. Is it a Terrormorph? Are you saying me to get eaten by a
I've lived in
Terrormorph?
New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Who the fuck is this guy?
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am? Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon. But most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier. Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics. We all do what we must to keep ourselves safe. Which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional Terrormorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny Hadrian have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help, though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family? Did she? So has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Everybody needs something.
Gladly. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat. Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf system. There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Yep, that's not what I wanna do.
God's sake. Drop some of that rubbish already.
Shut up. Stop being so stupid all the time. We'll talk to this lady, and then we'll be calling it a night.
Is there a type of weapon combat tech won't make?
Well, this guy
Captain,
got killed.
Did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy. Captain, please, keep your... The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era. But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear?
Sure.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing? Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed. The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out. Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go sell this.
Yes, what?
I'm gonna go sell this contraband that I stole first before I hit it here, because it's probably gonna be worth a little bit of money. And who doesn't like money?
Hi.
Oh, you got
If you ask me,
money.
it's always a good time for a Terrormorph.
Hope you're finding everything you need. I know we're safe now, but I'm still a little jittery. Oh, please, take a look.
Okay. So
Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Eating nothing but Oishi ramen.
Something to report?
It's cliche, but if there's something you need, be my guest. You won't find a better selection or more reasonable prices anywhere.
Your face is weird. Oh, I didn't want to buy that. What am I doing?
If you need anything else, you know where to find us.
Right, that's...
Spacesuit.
The Trade Authority has access to good... Of course, of course. Of course, of course. The Trade Authority appreciates your visit.
Okay, let's land here or dock this thing.
The Dan responding to hail. You're cleared to dock. Welcome to UC Space.
whoever's in that ship will be thrilled to see you.
That's gonna be it for tonight. I'll see y'all